I call on members. Order of the day number 1.
Military Manoeuvres Act Repeal Bill, third reading.
Kanwaljit Singh Bakshi.
Mr. Speaker, I move that the Military Manoeuvres Act Repeal Bill now be read for a third time. The repeal of this act reflects that overall change of military tactics and organization that has occurred in 100 years since the act was originally passed. During the tragedy of World War I, military strength was largely measured by the number of available fighting soldiers. The Military Manoeuvres Act allowed for these large formation of soldiers to practice and train en masse and were the recognized tactics of the day, which are now known for their tactics episode of Western Front were disastrously flawed. Since this time, military tactics have significantly evolved. While the courage and the fortitude of our soldiers remains unchanged, technology rather than weight of numbers has largely become the deciding factor in the military engagement. The New Zealand Defence Force today demonstrate where we have come in the last 100 years. The serving men and women of Royal New Zealand Navy, Royal New Zealand Air Force and the New Zealand Army are all services staffed by highly trained and highly motivated individuals. They utilize complex and state-of-art equipment that require extensive training and ability to use and are mostly deployed in the small, agile and independent formations. While they are a fraction of the size of our forces during the 2 world wars, NZDF is morally agile and more effective and more situated to the geopolitical requirements of the present world today. The Military Manoeuvres Act is a relic from an uncertain period of New Zealand's history. This history has been ably recorded elsewhere and will not be forgotten. The law of the New Zealand should remain current and uncluttered. This repeal bill will address a broader issue of older legislation clogging up the books. This government's focus is around providing better public services and cleaning up and improving the quality of regulations. Mr. Speaker, I would like to say, as a parliamentarian, it is one's duty to look at the aspects where we can contribute. By repealing this act, I want to bring awareness to problem, which also has been pointed out by Sir Geoffrey Palmer, the problem being that there are many redundant acts which remain in force that needlessly clutter the statutory books. These acts add clutter but provide no value to the statutory books. By repealing this and now other acts, we will be cleaning up our statutory books. In the words of Sir Geoffrey Palmer, the law and the state books should have been little dead wood as possible. Mr. Speaker, the Military Manoeuvres Act Repeal Bill is an indication that there are many bills which are out of date in today's context. The Regulatory Reform Repeal Bill, which is on the order paper, has repealed 31 acts that have been identified as redundant. They are no longer needed and completely unnecessary. We believe in better regulation and less regulation is essential to the 21st century in New Zealand. Mr. Speaker, I finally like to thank the Foreign Affairs, Defence and Trade Committee, then chaired by my colleague John Hayes, for careful consideration. I will also like to take this opportunity to thank all the parties who have supported this bill. It is time to make these changes now. Defence policy is long-term commitment. National is giving our defence forces some certainty about their future, and we are preparing them to meet the challenges they may face looking forward. I commend this bill to the House.
The question is that the motion be agreed to. Ian Lees-Galloway.
Thank you very much, Mr Speaker. Well, Kanwaljit Singh Bakshi went looking for a way to contribute to Parliament, and he came up with the repeal of the Military Manoeuvres Bill. Well done, Mr Bakshi. You've found your way to contribute, and I suspect this will be the highlight of that member's contribution to Parliament, however long his career is in this place. This is a day to celebrate. This is a day to savour. He can lap up all the faux applause that he will get from his colleagues for bringing this pointless and meaningless bill to the House. Mr Speaker, Mr Bakshi is absolutely right that Sir Geoffrey Palmer did suggest this was a piece of legislation that could be got rid of. There is a way of doing that. That is through a statutes amendment bill. That would be the appropriate way of doing it. This is an absolute waste of the member's day. It's a waste of a space in the member's bill ballot. Mr Mallard might say that, but I won't go that far. Mr Speaker, I only want to note that the Labour Party supports this bill because it does no harm. It certainly won't do the nation any good. It won't fix the economy. It won't do anything useful whatsoever. And for that reason, Kanwaljit Singh Bakshi is probably absolutely the appropriate member to have in charge of this bill.